Tuesday, September 9th, and just wanted to give you a little look before I go up there to the excavator of what the height difference is there. That's probably, I would say that's probably about 8.5, 9 feet from here to here. So you can see how much dirt I still need to fill in to get back over there. So that's the reason why I'm trying to dig as much up out of the water as I can, and soon that's going to be done. Hopefully today I might be able to get that done. But and somebody asked me about burying the trees. I did bury most of the trees, if you remember back from old videos that I took down here. They're all buried underneath there. There's just really not enough room right here to do it, because I'll be into the slope soon and I don't want branches sticking out of the slope. So I'm going to burn those right there, and whatever else is left then I'll bury if there's a few stumps or whatever left over. So, well, let me climb up top there. I got to grease everything yet, and I'll get another shot of what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm back out at the tip of Goose, and I showed in the last video how I was making multiple cuts of about 4 feet at a time down and transferring it back so that I can get closer to the water, which, like I said, right here I'm probably from the water to the top here is probably about maybe 5 feet. So that allows me to dig up a fair amount. But the farther I keep moving back, I still have to get out. So I can't stay within 5 feet of the water till I get to the end. Otherwise, you know, I'm going to have a mountain to go back up. So I'm probably only going to be able to dig to the water level, probably maybe back about another 30 feet or so. But first thing I'd like to do, if I can, if you remember, this was all wet. This was all stuff I dug up a couple days, like 3-4 days ago, but it's still a little wet. We'll see how it does when I track on it. But I'd like to dig this out here, and continue. I need to move more material that way. So I want to dig up what I'm standing on, take this out, and then I can continue taking out what's underneath it and farther over to the left there. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. And if there's still time, I don't think it's supposed to rain the rest of this week, but I still have that whole tip of gumbo over there that's got to come out as well. And if you remember, I was getting stuck in there. Not getting stuck, but sinking down. So if I have time, I'm going to try to get out there and flip up as much of it as I can again. You can tell here, I'm kind of at the, as far as I can't get much out of the water. That's about what I'm talking about there. I can cut that down a little bit farther, but not too much, because I still need the slope for my road. So, but who knows, I could do something totally different once I get started. As a lot of you probably already know, I change my mind a lot, but I'll just show you here. You see, this is still, I'm going down, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get out here right now. Maybe another couple of days. The sun's not really out today, so it's not going to dry it as fast. All right, enough yapping. Let's get to work. Let's see how squishy this is. Fill that area in. I'm going to take some of this and move it so I can get deeper out into this area here. So this is good and dry. advantage of as much pushing as I can while I'm here for a few seconds, get that up farther. So you can see how much I sunk down. Maybe that'll be better right there. You can see it. It's hard to know where the camera's looking, but you see, just in that, but that's not bad. But here's a little intermittent shot. This is about an hour. So goose is almost cooked. It's this is cut down. I actually could have cut that a little bit more. It's hard when you're looking down from the top and you're going upwards. You're thinking you're taking off the same amount, but you're actually going backwards. So it's still, you can't really tell from there to there though. It's probably about 6 feet. So I'm gonna move as what I can there to build up the road, and then I'm gonna move that back as far as I can, whatever I don't use on the road, and then I'm gonna come back down here. I'm gonna start laying this back up there, and a lot of this will be wet. I almost could lay this back one more time again and get even closer to the water. The problem is, if you get too close to the water, what I found here anyway, if you're right at water level is actually underneath you as well. So it doesn't take long for you to jiggle yourself into the lake, which we don't want to do. Done that once. Go look at that video. Very expensive endeavor. So, not bad for an hour. And this is some nice stuff here too. That's why I'm happy. I wish I was farther down, like I knew how much I had down that end, going that way, if I was going to need it or not, because I am going to need it that way, even if, because I'm going to build up the whole dam level, the dam level. But yeah, I'm gonna have to rip all those weeds out soon. But it's nice, they finally grew after 2 years, so it won't wash away. But it never grows when you want it to. So, all right, well, let me stop talking, and I'm gonna track over this again, mash it down, and then I'm gonna start building this area up with this, so that I've got a good base and I know where I am and how much I can move to other places. freaking push. Okay, here's the end of the day. This was a pretty good day. This was probably about 6 hours. And I got a lot moved. I got this all built up, still a little squishy, but I tracked over it multiple times, filled it back in. I'm going to let that dry. And I dug up all this. I moved back what was there. Well, you saw what was in the video, but got a lot off the tip of goose. This is almost done. There almost will be no more goose. I left this. Again, I'm going to dig out what I can dig out. I can reach that, so I'm going to pull that back in at the end, but this is about as far as I could reach. I was not able to get that part. I couldn't get close enough to it. So that will be underwater, kind of like that. I couldn't reach that either. But it just isn't underwater yet, and I don't like the way it looks until that happens. But nothing I could do about it. It'll be fine. So this part I will either work on tomorrow or the next day. A lot of this was wet as well, so that's going to drain out overnight. But I think I'm going to work over on the other side tomorrow. I want to try to get as much done where if it rains, it's very hard for me to go. This part here, even if it rained, it'll be, well, right now it wouldn't be good because I left dams at the end there, but this is the part that takes a long time to dry out. So I'm going to, tomorrow I think I'm going to work on that. But I'm happy with the progress. It's getting there. And that's about all I have to say about that. Time to fuel it up. Probably will grease it tomorrow. I only got 1 bar left on the battery for the gun. So I'm going to charge that overnight. Do that tomorrow. So again, thanks to everyone for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Well, here's a shot from the gumbo tip here. I had a camera. I don't know if it got, sometimes these GoPros get hot and they shut off, but I don't know if you can really see, but that mountain of dirt right there is probably 35 feet tall, 40 feet tall. So you saw I got all the way out to there, so that's all dug out. I got most of that berm that I left in there. That was initially left there so that I didn't have to dig up wet stuff, but I can't really do that all the time because sometimes I can't reach it. And I hate, that'll all be underwater, which is fine, but it's going to be a while before this is underwater, and I hate to look at that. So usually I just dig and dig up the wet stuff. But on this particular thing, and like 2% of the time I'll do it that way. 98% of the time I dig it out of the water, just because usually my OCD doesn't allow me to leave that there. But anyway, so that's a shot from there. And I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to dig up kind of where I'm standing, and I made a ramp over there. I was going to bring the machine down so I could fuel it and grease it, and I want to change the final drive oil. But it's still, that stuff was still a little bit wet, and I don't feel like climbing back up it. I could get down it no problem. I don't feel like climbing back up it while it's, and make a mess. So I'm going to let it dry overnight and do what I can do tomorrow, and I'm going to keep, I'll fill in some of that, so it won't be worth going back up it, because I'll be hopefully 20 feet, 30 feet past it tomorrow when I dig up all this. This seems to be pretty dry over here. We'll see when I get on it, but hopefully. And there's the landslide that came out. What a waste of time that was. All that was up there in that whole pile. I put one extra scoop up there and it pushed that whole landslide down. I don't know if it's on this camera or not, but what are you going to do?